Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. My name is Nick, and today, guys, we're going to be jumping back down into the charts for Bitcoin. And as we get into this, if you find it useful and informative, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, then why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so, you will be kept up to date with absolutely everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. If you haven't yet joined us in Discord, go ahead, check it out. Links in the description down below. Fantastic community talking crypto 24/7. Okay, guys, let's get into this. Right, so here we have Bitcoin paired up with USDT. On the hourly chart, just like we would normally do. We can obviously see that we've moved up about 5% or so in the last 24 hours after coming out of this triangular wedge-shaped pattern here. Now, for yesterday, we were actually looking like we were going to break down from here, but it actually seems to have reversed on us after closing yet another weekly closed candle in the red. So this week is starting green, but I don't think this is going to last too long, and I'm going to go through why I think that is. So if we take a look at this, we can clearly quite see that we have this ABC structure right here, right? But we want to do is we want to do some checks. We want to see whether or not this is actually going impulsive to the upside and we're going to end with 5 waves, or whether or not we are just going to find ourselves kind of finding a bit of a local top here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to zoom in and going to place this right on top of that wick that's down here. And here you can see that we've just gone above the 1.236. There's a chance it turns to the 5-wave move. And if we do hit our 31,460, then there's a high probability that we are going for 5 waves, in which case this would look something like this: wave 1, wave 2, wave 3. Obviously, wave 4 cannot cross wave 1, and then a final 5th wave. Okay, so this could be taking us up to our double top scenario. So just keep an eye on these things. But essentially, that's kind of what we're looking at here. It looks like we are either going to have this ABC structure just reach 31,460, or end up with some kind of 5-wave structure like this as well, just taking us up higher. Our original kind of higher target here is $33,224. Obviously, these are all short-term targets, and because the macro is very much looking for a pullback. So we take a look at the stochastic here. We'll just bring this up. We can see that we are overbought on our hourly chart here. Okay, so on the hourly chart, we should be thinking there's going to be some kind of correction. Obviously, we can stay up in the overbought area for a while if the higher time frames are also allowing us to move up. Here we can see that the 4-hourly is also overstocked. So again, the oversold, I should say. And essentially what we're looking at here is the hourly and the 4-hourly indicating a move to the downside. The 8-hour just up in the overbought area, so a little bit further to the upside. Like I said, 31,140 or 460, whatever it is. I think essentially that is where we're looking. We're looking at coming up, and then we're looking at pulling down in a really significant way. That's the hourly, the 4-hourly, the 8-hourly, and of course we've got the daily right up here as well. We are looking primed for a big pullback in the crypto space, and we are getting very, very close to it. So with all of that said and kind of out of the way there, we now know that there's a momentum behind the price is going to be running out, but what we want to do is we also want to get some confirmation on this. So here we can see that there's a little bit of volume, just a little bit of green volume here. It actually seems to be pretty much just 2 pieces of volume, and the rest of it is actually decreasing here. Okay, so we have a decrease in volume. Now, what's really interesting about this, I wonder if I can actually take this and split it out into its own, let's say move to a new pane below. There we go. And then, yeah, that's not too bad. So here we can see, if I just move that one out of the way there, we can see that volume a little bit clearer. We can see how that's pulling down quite a bit. And essentially, yeah, we're looking pretty good for that. Let me actually just hit the eye on there. So on this one, what we can see is that this volume is decreasing, other than with the exception of these 2 pieces of green volume there. We actually have a decrease. So that's going to be telling us that we're running out of steam up here. We're running out of buying power, and we are likely to see that reversal coming in at 31,460 in my opinion. That seems to be the most probable area based on a double top from this A wave, right? Because we are of course tracking a C wave, and that C wave should be 33,024, but it's possible that we create that double top right up here, and then we break down and we move all the way down to our lower targets. Okay, so that's looking okay. It's looking pretty good, and for the most part, we should be thinking about that longer term move. If we come up into our 8-hour chart here, and we just bring this across, bring this down. Let me just double click this in here, you can see that where we are actually targeting is still 22,967, and we also have this sweet spot right here. But again, depending on how high this ends up going, it does change this fifth wave target ever so slightly. I would be looking at finding this coming down quite a bit and towards our lower targets, getting everything back into the oversold area, and then from there, really what we're doing is we're basically then taking a real good swing to the upside once we have these lows done, because essentially what we'll do is we'll end up oversold on all of the time frames. It is still possible that we go down lower, but the probability becomes less and less, considering we're oversold on the monthly, oversold on the weekly, and by coming down here we should be oversold on the daily, the 12-hourly, the 8-hourly, the 4-hourly, and the hourly. Everything should be primed for a really good move to the upside at this particular point down here. So really that's kind of what we're looking at. We have seen a little bit of a run, this a little bit unexpected move on our hourly chart to the upside here that might be turning into an impulsive move, but we want to keep an eye out on a couple of things. Okay, so essentially if I grab hold of my horizontal ray just here, we cannot cross this yellow line. That's $29,787.69. Okay, if we have a fourth wave pull back down, for example, like this, and it crosses this yellow line, then essentially that's invalidated and it is not an impulsive structure or anything like that. Instead, what we have here is just our corrective move, and I'll just label that up as ABC, for example. Okay, so for the most part, that's kind of what we're looking at. That's looking pretty good. I will kind of call the video there. There's not too much more to talk about other than the fact that I'm expecting a pullback down once we reach those higher points. So if you found this useful and informative, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, then why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so, you will be kept up to date with absolutely everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. With all that said, done and out of the way, I hope everyone has a fantastic day, and I'll catch you all in the next one.